All right, so you're gearing up for an interview as an audio and video equipment specialized seller.
Oh, nice.
That's a really cool gig.
Yeah.
We've got a stack of RoleCatcher resources to help you nail it.
Great.
Think of this deep dive as your secret weapon,
Huh.
giving you a shortcut to interview confidence, A&D, insider knowledge about the career itself.
It's a fascinating field because you're not just selling a product, you're helping people create experiences with sound and vision.
Wow.
It's where tech meets passion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to really stand out, you need to show you're both knowledgeable, A&D, enthusiastic.
Right.
That's where RoleCatcher comes in.
Yeah.
It's this amazing AI-powered platform
Uh-huh.
that can help you tailor your resume to the specific job, A&D, even analyze your video practice sessions to give you that extra edge.
What's really cool is that employers can actually find you based on your skills through RoleCatcher.
No way.
It's a two-way street that makes the job search way more efficient.
That's so cool. And they've got both free and paid options, so it's accessible to everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Now let's dive into the role itself.
Okay.
What exactly does an audio and video equipment specialized seller do day to day?
You'd be working in specialized shops, interacting with customers, staying up to date on all the latest tech trends, and of course, demonstrating all that awesome equipment.
So basically, you're a tech enthusiast who loves connecting with people and sharing their knowledge. Sounds pretty fun.
It definitely can be. And the RoleCatcher guide here says, the employment outlook is positive with a projected 2% growth over the next few years.
Wow.
So there's definitely a demand for skilled people in this area.
That's great to hear. But like any job, I'm sure there are pros and cons.
Yeah.
Let's start with the good stuff. What are the perks of being an audio and video equipment specialized seller?
Well, flexible work hours are definitely a plus.
Right.
And you're always on the cutting edge, working with the latest and greatest tech. Plus, there's a real potential for high earnings, depending on your sales skills and commission structure.
All right, that sounds pretty enticing. But what about the downsides? What are some of the challenges you might face in this role?
It's a competitive industry.
Yeah.
So you need to be sharp and knowledgeable to stand out. You'll also need to have a deep understanding of the technology and be able to explain it clearly to customers. And depending on your sales and commission structure, the income can be a bit irregular.
That's a good point. So you need to be both a tech whiz and a people person to really thrive in this role.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the heart of it. The interview.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher has provided us with some common interview questions they like to throw at candidates, and we're going to break down how to answer them like a pro.
It's important to remember that these questions aren't just about right or wrong answers.
Right.
They're trying to get a sense of your personality, your passion, and your ability to handle real-world situations.
Okay, so let's tackle the first one. It's a classic. Tell me about your experience in selling audio and video equipment.
Yeah.
What's the best way to approach this, especially if you don't have a ton of direct sales experience?
Even if you haven't worked in a specialized shop before, think about any relevant experience you ditto have.
Right.
Maybe you've worked in retail customer service, or even just helped friends and family choose the right tech.
Right. It's all about highlighting those transferable skills and showcasing your enthusiasm for the field.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to talk about your passion for audio and video, even if it's just a hobby. Show them you're genuinely interested in this world.
So instead of just listing off past jobs, I can say something like, even though my background is in customer service, I'm a huge audiophile, and I've always loved helping friends set up their home theater systems.
That's a great example. It shows you're not just applying for any job, you're specifically drawn to this field. Now, before we move on to the next question, I want to mention how RoleCatcher's AI can help you refine your answers.
Here's where it gets really interesting. How so?
Their AI can analyze your responses to these questions and provide feedback tailored to the specific role of an audio and video equipment specialized seller.
Yeah.
It might suggest stronger wording, point out areas where you could add more detail, or even flag any technical jargon that might confuse the interviewer.
So it's like having a personal interview coach who knows exactly what this industry is looking for.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's incredible. Okay, on to question number 2. This one's all about staying ahead of the curve. How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and technologies in the audio and video equipment industry?
This question is all about showing your passion and dedication to the field. They want to know you're not just going to sell what's on the shelf. You're going to be a resource for customers who want the latest and greatest.
So how do we knock their socks off with this answer? What kind of things should we be mentioning?
Definitely mention specific publications, websites, YouTube channels, even podcasts or industry events you follow. Don't just name the obvious ones. Everyone knows about those. Right.
Try to mention a source that shows you go deeper than the surface.
Like, besides checking out popular industry website, I'm also a big fan of niche podcast. They always have these insightful interviews with industry experts. Is that what you mean?
Perfect.
Okay.
That shows you're actively seeking out knowledge and you're interested in the nuances of the industry. You're not just following the trends, you're understanding them.
Okay, question number 3 brings us to the customer interaction side of things.
All right.
How do you approach a customer who is unsure about what type of audio or video equipment to purchase?
Right.
This one seems tricky.
Yeah.
It's testing both your customer service skills and your technical knowledge.
It is. And it's a situation you'll encounter all the time in this role.
Okay.
The interviewer wants to see how you handle a customer who's overwhelmed by options and needs guidance.
So how do we demonstrate that we're the expert they can trust?
Start by asking open-ended questions to figure out what they're looking for. What are their goals?
What's their budget? What's their current setup like?
Then we guide them through the options, using layman's terms to explain the pros and cons without overwhelming them with technical jargon.
Exactly. You want to show that you can translate complex information into something understandable and relatable.
Yeah.
It's about building rapport and finding the perfect fit for their needs.
So a good example might be, I'd start by asking what they're hoping to achieve, like, are you looking for a home theater experience or a simple music setup? Then I'd guide them through the options, explaining the pros and cons in a way that makes sense.
Perfect. That demonstrates a customer-centric approach and your ability to communicate effectively. Now, here's another opportunity to leverage RoleCatcher's AI.
Oh, tell me more.
Their platform has a video practice tool where you can record yourself answering these interview questions. And the AI analyzes your performance, providing feedback on everything from your nonverbal communication to your tone of voice.
So it's not just about what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly. The AI can pick up on subtle cues that you might not even be aware of, like if you're fidgeting, making too much eye contact, or using filler words like excessively. It can even suggest ways to improve your delivery, making you sound more confident and persuasive.
That's amazing. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. This one's about dealing with a tricky situation. How do you handle a customer who is dissatisfied with a product they have purchased? Every salesperson faces this at some point.
Absolutely. The interviewer wants to see how you handle conflict and maintain a positive customer experience, even when things go wrong.
So how do we show that we can turn a negative situation into a positive one?
Emphasize active listening, empathy, and a problem-solving mindset. Let the customer know you hear their concerns and that you're there to help.
We need to apologize for the inconvenience, even if it's not our fault directly, and then explore solutions together.
Right. Is it a faulty product that needs to be replaced?
Yeah.
Does it need to be repaired? Is a return the best option? The key is to be flexible and find a resolution that leaves the customer feeling heard and satisfied.
So we could say something like, my first priority is to understand their concerns. I'd listen carefully, apologize for the inconvenience, and then explore solutions, whether it's a replacement, repair, or even a return, if that's what's best.
That's a great approach.
Yeah.
It shows you're not just trying to brush off the complaint, but that you genuinely care about resolving the issue. Now, this is another area where RoleCatcher can be super helpful.
How so?
They have a library of resources with tips and strategies for handling difficult customer situations.
Wow.
It's like having a mentor in your pocket who can guide you through those tough conversations.
That's fantastic. Okay, let's move on to a question that gets to the heart of sales. How do you handle a customer who is bargaining for a lower price? This is where those negotiation skills come into play.
It's a delicate dance between satisfying the customer and maintaining the company's profit margin. The interviewer wants to see if you can find that sweet spot.
So how do we show that we're savvy negotiators who can find that balance?
Start by reiterating the value they're getting. Remind them of the product's quality, features, and the excellent service they'll receive.
Right.
Then explain your pricing policies and see if there are any applicable discounts or promotions.
But what if there aren't any discounts available? Do we just give in?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
You can try to find creative solutions.
Yep.
Maybe you offer an extended warranty, throw in an accessory, or bundle it with another product they're interested in.
So a good example might be, I'd start by reiterating the value they're getting, the quality, features, and service.
Yeah.
Then I'd explain our pricing policies and see if there are any applicable discounts or promotions. If not, I'd try to find creative solutions, like offering an extended warranty or throwing in an accessory.
Exactly. It shows you're willing to work with the customer to find a mutually beneficial solution. Okay, let's move on to question number 6. This one focuses on your organizational skills. How do you prioritize your workload when you have multiple clients with different needs?
This is something anyone who's worked in a customer-facing role can relate to, juggling multiple priorities and keeping everyone happy.
It's all about organization and time management.
Yeah.
And this question is designed to assess your ability to handle the demands of a busy sales environment.
So how do we showcase our organizational superpowers and convince the interviewer that we can handle the heat?
The key here is to highlight your process for evaluating each client's needs and then prioritizing tasks based on urgency and importance. Do you have a system for tracking deadlines, managing appointments, or organizing customer information?
Right. We don't want to come across as scattered or disorganized, so maybe we could mention using a CRM system, a task management app, or even a good old-fashioned planner to stay on top of everything.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to mention any strategies you use to stay focused and avoid distractions. Maybe block out specific times for client calls or dedicate certain days to administrative tasks.
So a good example might be, I use a combination of a CRM system and a task management app to keep track of all my client interactions and deadlines. I prioritize tasks based on urgency and importance, and I make sure to communicate clearly with clients about timelines and expectations.
That's a solid answer. It shows you're proactive, organized, and customer-focused. All right, let's move on to question number 7. This one deals with another common challenge in sales. How do you manage customer expectations when it comes to product availability and delivery times? Let's be honest, delays happen and sometimes things are out of stock. How do we handle those situations gracefully?
Transparency is key, right? If we know a product is on back order, we need to be upfront about it and not overpromise.
Absolutely. Setting realistic expectations from the start is crucial. And if there are any unexpected delays, keep the customer informed and explain the reasons behind the delay.
And it's important to be empathetic when delivering that news. Put ourselves in their shoes and acknowledge their frustration.
Exactly. Instead of just saying the shipment is delayed, try something like, I understand this delay is frustrating and I apologize for the inconvenience. We're working closely with our suppliers to get your product to you as soon as possible, and I'll keep you updated every step of the way.
That makes a huge difference. Okay, question number 8 gets a bit more technical. How do you handle a customer who is not satisfied with the installation or setup of their equipment? This could be anything from a complicated home theater system to a simple Bluetooth speaker.
Again, active listening and problem solving are crucial. Start by understanding the customer's concerns. What specifically are they unhappy with? Is it a technical issue, a user error, or something else entirely?
Once we've identified the problem, we can start exploring solutions. Can we troubleshoot it over the phone? Do we need to send a technician out to their home?
Right. And if it's a more complex issue that's beyond our expertise, we need to know when to escalate it to a higher level of support. The important thing is to assure the customer that we're taking their concerns seriously and we're committed to finding a resolution.
So we could say something like, I'm sorry to hear that you're having trouble with the installation. Let's walk through the steps together and see if we can identify the issue. If it's something that requires a technician, I'll be happy to arrange that for you.
Exactly. That shows you're taking a proactive approach and you're not afraid to get your hands dirty to solve the problem. Now, for question number 9, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the high-end market. How do you approach a customer who is interested in purchasing a high-end audio or video system?
Ooh, this is where we get to play with the big toys. It's a chance to showcase our expertise and passion for those top-of-the-line systems.
Exactly. The interviewer wants to see that you can handle a high-value sale and cater to a discerning customer who's looking for the best of the best.
So how do we impress them with our knowledge and salesmanship without coming across as pushy or condescending?
It all starts with understanding the customer's needs and desires. What are they looking for in a high-end system? What are their priorities? Sound quality, aesthetics, features, or something else entirely?
We need to ask the right questions to uncover their motivations and then tailor our recommendations accordingly.
Precisely. Once you understand their needs, you can start showcasing the features and benefits of different high-end systems, highlighting the value proposition, and explaining how each system can enhance their listening or viewing experience.
We need to paint a picture for them, make them feel like they're already enjoying the benefits of this amazing system.
That's the key. And remember, it's not just about the technical specs, it's about the emotional connection. How will this system make them feel? How will it enhance their lifestyle?
So a good approach might be, Tell me about your dream entertainment setup. What are you hoping to achieve with this new system? What kind of music or movies do you enjoy?
Perfect. By asking those open-ended questions, you're inviting the customer to share their vision, and you're showing them that you're genuinely interested in helping them create the ultimate entertainment experience. Now, before we wrap up this question, I want to circle back to RoleCatcher's AI and how it can help you tailor your answers.
I'm all ears.
Remember how we talked about the importance of understanding the interviewer's goals? Well, RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze job descriptions and identify the specific skills and keywords that employers are looking for.
So it can help us tailor our answers to highlight the qualities that this particular employer values.
Exactly. It's like having a secret decoder ring that helps you understand what the interviewer is really looking for, so you can make sure your answers are hitting all the right notes.
That's brilliant. Okay, we've covered 9 interview questions so far, and I think we've given our listeners some solid strategies for tackling them. But before we move on to the final stretch, I wanted to touch on one more thing that RoleCatcher offers that can give you a real edge: AI-powered resume tailoring.
This is huge, especially in today's job market, where employers are using applicant tracking systems, ATS, to scan resumes and filter out candidates who don't meet their specific criteria.
So how does RoleCatcher's AI help us get past those digital gatekeepers and land our dream job?
Their AI analyzes job descriptions and identifies the key skills and keywords that employers are looking for. Then it suggests ways to optimize your resume to match those requirements, making sure that your application gets noticed.
So it's like having a personal resume writer who knows exactly what employers want to see.
It is, and it can save you so much time and effort because you're not just blindly submitting your resume to every job posting. You're strategically tailoring it to increase your chances of getting shortlisted.
That's amazing. And I bet it takes a lot of the guesswork out of resume writing. You don't have to stress about whether you're using the right keywords or formatting your resume correctly. RoleCatcher's AI takes care of all that for you.
Exactly. It's like having a secret weapon that helps you stand out from the competition and get your foot in the door. Now let's tackle the last question. This one is really interesting. Imagine a customer walks in and says, "I want the best home theater system money can buy, no compromises." How would you approach this situation?
Wow, that's a dream scenario for any audio and video equipment specialized seller. But it also comes with its own set of challenges. How do we make sure we're meeting their expectations without breaking the bank?
This question is all about showcasing your expertise, your ability to understand a client's needs, and your salesmanship. First things first, you need to dig deeper into what the best means to this particular customer.
So don't just start throwing out the most expensive brands and models.
Exactly. Start by asking clarifying questions. What kind of space are they working with? What are their viewing habits? What are their priorities in terms of audio and video quality?
We need to understand their vision for their home theater experience and then tailor our recommendations accordingly.
Right. You might ask, are you looking for a dedicated theater room or a more integrated living space? Do you primarily watch movies, stream content, or play video games? What kind of audio experience are you hoping for? Immersive surround sound or crystal clear dialogue?
Those are great questions. And once we have a better understanding of their needs, we can start showcasing the different options available to them.
Exactly. This is your chance to shine as a product expert. Highlight the features and benefits of different high-end systems and explain how they align with the customer's specific needs and desires.
And don't forget to demonstrate those systems. Let them experience the difference firsthand.
Absolutely. A hands-on demo can be incredibly persuasive, especially when you're dealing with high-end equipment where the difference in quality is often palpable.
So we could say something like, based on what you've told me about your space and your viewing preferences, I think you'd be blown away by this system. It features Dolby Atmos surround sound, a 4K laser projector, and a screen that's optimized for HDR content. Would you like to see it in action?
Perfect. That's a confident and engaging approach that shows you're listening to the customer and you're eager to deliver an exceptional experience.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, and I think we've given our listeners a solid foundation for their interview preparation. But before we wrap up, I want to emphasize one more thing. Remember that this interview is a two-way street. It's a chance for you to assess the company and the role and make sure it's the right fit for you.
That's such a crucial point. Often, candidates get so focused on impressing the interviewer that they forget to ask their own questions.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ask about the company culture, the training opportunities, or even the specific products they specialize in.
It shows that you're genuinely interested and that you're thinking beyond just getting the job.
Okay, so we've talked about the role, the interview questions, and even how RoleCatcher's AI can give you an edge. But there's one piece of advice I want to leave our listeners with that goes beyond any specific question or scenario: passion. Think about what truly excites you about the world of audio and video equipment. What are your areas of expertise? What are you most eager to learn about?
That's such a great point. Technical knowledge is important, but passion is contagious. When you genuinely love what you're talking about, it shows, and it makes you a more engaging and persuasive salesperson.
Exactly. So whether you're a diehard audiophile, a home theater enthusiast, or a tech geek who loves to tinker with the latest gadgets, let that passion shine through in your interview.
It's the secret ingredient that will make you stand out from the crowd and land that dream job.
Absolutely. So to sum it all up, you've got the knowledge, the preparation tips, and the AI power of RoleCatcher to help you succeed. Go out there and rock that interview.
We're cheering you on.
Remember that this interview is a two-way street. It's a chance for you to assess the company and the role and make sure it's the right fit for you.
That's such a crucial point.
Yeah,
Often candidates get so focused on impressing the interviewer that they forget to ask their own questions.
exactly. Don't be afraid to ask about the company culture, the training opportunities, or even the specific products they specialize in.
Yeah. It shows that you're genuinely interested and that you're thinking beyond just getting the job.
Okay, so we've talked about the role, the interview questions, and even how RoleCatcher's AI can give you an edge.
Right.
But there's one piece of advice I want to leave our listeners with that goes beyond any specific question or scenario:
Okay.
passion. Think about what truly excites you about the world of audio and video equipment. What are your areas of expertise? What are you most eager to learn about?
That's such a great point. Technical knowledge is important, but passion is contagious. When you genuinely love what you're talking about, it shows, and it makes you a more engaging and persuasive salesperson.
Exactly. So whether you're a diehard audiophile, a home theater enthusiast, or a tech geek who loves to tinker with the latest gadgets, let that passion shine through in your interview.
Yeah, it's the secret ingredient that will make you stand out from the crowd and land that dream job.
Absolutely. So to sum it all up, you've got the knowledge, the preparation tips, and the AI power of RoleCatcher to help you succeed. Go out there and rock that interview.
We're cheering you on.